Hello there, people of the internet. I'm Cursed Blake, and today we're going to be talking about Eastward. Eastward is a retro-inspired adventure game with a heavy emphasis on story. I reviewed this on the Nintendo Switch, and I think this is the best way to play it, as you can play it handheld, which is, I feel like, the way that it was meant to be played. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I think you should play Eastward, and why I think it's an amazing game. The story in this game is truly incredible. It seems like the developers have poured a significant amount of their time into the story of this game and building a gorgeous world around it. The world feels alive, there's tons of people to talk to, and there's tons of things to interact with. You can go inside every room that you see, and there's always something interesting to find. The story is pretty complex, but also very linear, so I think that's always a good thing. If you want to make a story-based game, I think the best direction is to make it a linear game. Make it a little railroady, but that gives you the best story possible, and that's what this game does. Open world games tend to allow you to deviate from the story, and then you kind of lose the impact of the story. This game does not do that. You are forced to go the way it wants you to. I mean, you can explore, but you can just explore. There's no, like, side stories that you can kind of do. It's all just, hey, do this main story, which I think, as I said, I'm a huge fan of both styles of games. I like linear games and I like open world games, but I still think that linear games always are going to have a better story. And this game really demonstrates that. So I really enjoyed the gameplay in this. It may be simplistic, but it is actually very enjoyable. It's very satisfying beating things with a frying pan. And then later on in the game, you start to get more characters and they have their own abilities and they really complement each other quite well. There's an element of teamwork between the characters in the game, so some puzzles require both characters to move independently and do certain things in their areas, and I've always loved that as a concept in games. It just adds an extra complexity to puzzles and just makes it a little more, I don't know, it just varies up the gameplay, and I really enjoy that. This game has something you don't often see in games, but I love it when they do, is a game within the game. Earthborn is a console game that you play inside the game, which is kind of just like a little extra thing, but it definitely looks to me like Dragon Quest. I'm guessing that's where the inspiration has come from. This game doesn't really hold your hand a whole heap. It kind of lets you discover a few things. Like, I've solved puzzles just by accident, and I think that that's really cool and clever design, or maybe I'm just lucky, but I think the clever design of the puzzles in this, they're not too hard, and they're very intuitive. So apart from the story, I think the thing that I enjoyed the most about this game is the art style. The pixel art in this is just gorgeous to look at. It feels like I'm running around in a real world, just pixely. It's just masterfully done, and I think you just can't ask for any better than that. The use of light and dark is definitely one of my favorite things. It just looks incredible. There are some sections where you can see light beams coming down and it illuminates the grass below. I've always loved light and dark contrast, and this game has done it the best I've ever seen. So why do I think you should play Eastward today? The stunning pixel art graphics really appeal to me, and I find them absolutely gorgeous to look at. I find myself constantly getting lost in this game, just looking at cool things that they've created. And secondly, we have the story, which I find incredibly detailed and very enjoyable to run through. I'm always coming back to see what happens next. So I'm going to be giving this one 4.5 out of 5 frying pans. If you've made it this far in the review, I appreciate you. You're awesome. And remember to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more reviews, shorts, gameplay, all the good things. I'll probably be streaming over here at some point. I'm really looking forward to streaming some of the games I review, so if you want to see some actual gameplay of these games as well, sub to the channel, stick around to check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Thanks for being awesome.